Hi everyone, I'm Avi Aslam. I'm professional quantity surveyor. Today we are going to discuss about cost estimation. So let's start. AAC International provide a classification system for cost estimation. According to the system, there are five types of estimate, each prepared at a different stage of the project life cycle. They are class 5, class 4, class 3, class 2, and class. Among them, the class 5 is very basic estimate, is very early in the project, and when you can get only the very basic, very conceptual drawing and specification. In this time, your uh, cost estimation accuracy level about 50 to 100%. For the example, 1,000 pound project, you can cost estimate about 500 to 1500, whereas the class 1 is most accuracy level of estimation, when you have already your details drawing, specification, and other information. In this time, your cost estimation accuracy level should be 85 to 100. You can see on the screen there is a plan for a factory building with a very basic information, have some dimension, and one note: the office building will be single story structure building and the factory building will be a steel structure building. That doesn't mention any height, so that means we need to assume as a standard height. For estimation, we assume the factory is 10 meters height and the office building is 4 meter height. And there is a pavement. Pavement doesn't have proper dimension. Yes, the factory building have proper dimension. Office building have dimension. Landscape doesn't have dimension. Gate, only say gate. What kind of gate doesn't mention. So according to this information, we need to give a estimation. So let's make a take-up list. What need to be estimate? So you can see here, I already made a take-up list: factory area, office area, landscape area, pavement, main gate, others. As we don't have much information at this stage, so we typically do, we collect the historical data from similar project and start analyzed with how was the cost per square meter. We need to collect 2 or 3 price. We should always collect recent data, not very old data. Data from 2018 or earlier 2020 is not suitable. Since it is now 2025, it is better to use the most recent data. So what we need to do now, we need to calculation area of a different part of the project. You can see I already calculated the factory area, 62.29 length, width is 20.19. Similarly, the office area, already given dimension. Now I'm going to discuss about the landscape area. It's a bit different. You can see the landscape area doesn't have proper dimension. This dimension for office building. So what we need to do, we need to assume the area. I just assume the length. This is 30-meter wide building, so it should be not 30 meter, less than 30 meters. So I count is 20 meter, because not 20 meter. I think 25 meter is better. Because and yeah, and with about here is 20, that means 22 is better. So yeah, so when the information is doesn't have, you need to assume as estimator. For the pavement, also it doesn't have much information, and you can see one dimension very straight, 101.29 meter, but this is a band, not very straight. So what I do, 101 meter, I added some, so total I put 105 meters length, and we don't have an about information width of the pavement, so I put it to the 4 meters because it doesn't require for factory building more than 4 meters. Now that we already have the measurement, the next step is analyze the cost per square meter. So let's move on to the pricing. You can see on the screen there are three type of value I put for the factory area. The high priced is 5,400, medium is 1,250, and low is 920. Where I got this information? I got information from Spoon Price book here in UK. There you can see the many different type of the factory building at the prices, the high, low. So we don't know exactly about our factory building. So we think about area of building. You can see our building area near 1000. So here some price of the building that 500 to 2000 square meter, which is priced per square meter under 1000. Another example is the recent year by Apcom Limited. They got about 30,000 meter square warehouse. The cost per square meter 626.46. So warehouse sometime is nearly factory building. Yeah, yes, factory building is bit more expensive because here need some additional things. So still we can compare with the warehouse because warehouse building structure and factory building main structure almost same. So we already get some idea that how much about price is low level the factory building and high level factory building price. So according to our discussion, we can understood that the factory building per square meter price between 600 to 6000 depends on quality and facility requirement. So we are going to now calculation. You see on the high, medium, and low, I make a average. I think we keep the average price for the factory building because we don't know the details, what type of factory building and what is requirement. Of course, this is a small factory building, so do not require very high quality or very low quality. So if I keep the medium price, average price, it will be better. So nobody will complain why so high price, why low price. If somebody asks why this price, I need better factory building, then we can defense. We didn't got information, so we put our according to our analysis and try to give us the reasonable price as a standard level, not very high, not very low. So if you have any information, this is a high quality of factory building, so you can put your price between 5000 to 6000 because you already got information. Office building also got three different price: high, low, sorry, high, medium and low. So where I get this information, you see the here same the office and factory building per square meter 980, and here some other office non-air air condition per square meter 3150, and uh, well, another historical data, this London another office got per square meter more than 4000. We know the office building will be a single story structural building, so we need to consider similarly. So our office building doesn't require very high quality, also doesn't require very low quality, because this more than 4000 per square meter is got the price from the London, a high quality building, and this is not appropriate. It's very low price. I think this price is very appropriate for the factory building per square meter 3150 according to current market price. So I want to keep this price for this, for landscape. I put my price 125.879 because my price from price book per square meter 96.83. For the factory building, very high quality landscaping is not required, and very low quality is also not suitable. A medium level of landscaping is acceptable since we don't have details information. We assume a standard level of landscaping, not very high and not. I initially found a rate 96 per square meter, which represent basic or normal landscaping. However, after reviewing market data through Google and other reference book, I feel this rate was slightly low. Therefore, I increased rate to 125 by editing 30%. From my experience as an estimator, it is safer to keep the price slightly higher. When the price is reasonable but a little high, people usually don't complain. But if the price is too low, many problem and complaint come later. So, to avoid the risks and make the project run smoothly, I prefer to keep the price bit higher rather than too low. For pavement, I keep my price 117.82 because you can see my price is 58.91 and I make twice because I take this price. We don't know what type of pavement it would be, maybe asphalt or concrete, and I think it would be 300 deep concrete. Maybe it will be changed, but it doesn't include any excavation and excavated material disposal. So that's why I keep the original price and I make twice because it not included the disposal and excavation of the soil. So our final analysis price for factory building is we keep average one, for office area we keep medium one, and landscape and pavement we already got. For main gate we keep some provision here, and because we don't have the details, and we also keep another provision 150,000 because this area and other area what would be we don't know, so it will covered by this amount. So this is the full amount, 5.3 million pound. So these total details you doesn't require to share your client. Client doesn't want to read the total details. Maybe sometime your supervisor may review, but if he very busy, he doesn't want to review. He just want to know total price is how much. So now you have been done your uh, estimating and costing. You can write to your supervisor or client that you already got total project cost. An example of the latter you can see on the screen. Finally, regarding the limitation of this estimation, historical data is sometimes not available. In our case, we could not access enough historical data, so we had to rely on recent data. Ideally, it is better to use 3 or 4 years historical data, but when that is not possible, you can use any reliable. Sometimes you may not have exactly matching data. For example, if you need to estimate the cost of the factory building, but only have data for warehouse, you can make an assumption. If a warehouse costs about 600 per square meter, the factory might cost around 1000 pound per square meter because factory buildings are more expensive. Similarly, if you need to estimate a residential building but only have the data for a hotel, you can compare them. A five-star hotel might cost one per square meter 1000 pound, or while the normal resident building could be around 800. You also need to consider the project size. Data from very large projects, say 20 billion, may not appropriate for the estimating a small 5 million project, even its similar facility project, because unit costs behave differently and different scale. Large project often reduce unit cost, while a small project may have higher cost per unit. So when estimating, it's important to analyze available data carefully, make reasonable assumption, and adjust for the difference in type, scale, and quality. This approach helpful produce a more realistic estimate. Thank you for watching today's video. If you have any comment or question, please leave them below or mail us for more information. We'd love to hear from you.